Hello, Kehilat Darchei Tzion. In our Parashat Vaetchanan, Shabbat Nachamu, it says, Moshe tells Am Yisrael, Lo et avotenu karat Hashem et haberit hazot. With who did Hashem make the covenant, if not with their forefathers? Moshe tells Am Yisrael that he did it with them, those that are alive today, at that moment, that Moshe is talking to them in Parashat Vaetchanan. And it's a very strange description, because what does Moshe try to tell them? Does the covenant, is it not relevant to the next generations? And is this description correct? So we see that the Sforno says that the idea is Moshe is telling Am Yisrael, yes, Hashem made the covenant with you. You saw it, you were there, you experienced it, and therefore your responsibility of making sure that the next generations hold on to this is greater. You are the ones who actually experienced Hashem's talking to you, and therefore it's your responsibility to make sure the next generations follow in the path that Hashem taught you. But the Netziv asks a very clear question. He says, not everyone in Arvot Moab at that time were part of Ma'amad Har Sinai. Some were little kids and some weren't even born. And on the other hand, many of those who were there already died in the desert in the past 40 years. So he explains that the sentence is the exact opposite in what the Sforno says. You would have thought that the covenant was made with your forefathers, with your parents that died in the desert. It was their covenant, and you're just going after them. And therefore, Moshe tells them, no, you shouldn't feel this way. The covenant was given to you too. Yes, Hashem spoke to you also in Ma'amad Har Sinai. You have to see this idea of being connected to Hashem, to the Torah, to Am Yisrael, not as something archaic, not as something that belongs to previous generations. You're not just continuing an ancient masoret that has been going on from generation to generation, and you're just being stubborn and continuing it. No, you have to experience the Torah as if it was given to you personally at your time, at your era. The Torah has to be relevant to you too. This sentence tells us, the Netziv, Moshe is telling Am Yisrael, the Torah was given to you. This is true for every generation. Every generation has to feel this. And I think that there's something both to the Sforno's idea and both to the explanation of the Netziv. In the Pshat of the Pasuk, they can argue. But in the idea that they're teaching us, I think they're both right. Every one of us has a responsibility, has to work on looking at the Torah in a special perspective, in the perspective of relevance, not just as keeping a tradition from past times, but rather seeing the relevance of this covenant of Hashem's words at our time. That's our responsibility, to look at that, to find that, to experience that, as if Hashem spoke to us in Har Sinai now. But the second aspect is the aspect that it's our responsibility to make sure that also the next generations feel that. We have to create the platform that the next generation can also feel that the Torah was not given to their parents, but rather given to them specifically. We're on the week after Tisha B'Av, and Shabbat Nachamu, and after we feel all the troubles and pain that has went through the generations of Am Yisrael until this year, we have to understand that much more the importance of this mitzvah. We have to feel the relevance of the Torah at our times. Why being a part of Am Yisrael is so important to us. Not because it was important to earlier generations, but because we are an active part of it. Shabbat Shalom.